Morning, team. Sorry, I've been in a bit, a bit of a rush, and I've got a couple of meetings I'm going to have to get to today. But yeah, but you can communicate with me through the WhatsApp messages. Thank you. So I'm just going to do a quick presentation on the AI Training Center. Oh, by the way, for those who don't know me, as you know, I've been speaking to quite well, as you wouldn't know, people who don't know me. I've been doing quite a lot of talking to people who've been coming to this role, both people I know and people who have applied for the job. But if I haven't got on to you yet, I will get on to you. You'll have my contact number. So feel free to just contact me and then we can have a discussion further. So I'm just going to run through a quick presentation with you. So just bear with me. Thank you. Yeah, the screen. Excellent. The screen. Right, brilliant. Thank you. And right. So as you can see, I put together a strong presentation here for you. In order to explain to you exactly what I've done with the team feedback from all of you and with the rest of the team. So you recently applied for a position. We have six departments which we're developing at the moment. We've got the accountancy department, we've got the AI consultants department, we've got the online reputation and marketing department, we've got the administration department and the legal department and the training department, which is one of the key departments, as you can imagine. But all departments are key in this anyway. So you would have applied for a specific role, and this is just a quick explainer from you. Not that I really need to go into the explanation because I've spoken to a lot of people from all different departments at the moment, and you're actually, I'm quite blessed because we've got a really, really skilled team, very intelligent, very forward thinking, very entrepreneurial. I've been quite impressed with it, to tell you the truth. I really got a lot of faith in this business. The business is a given, really. It's AI. AI is a massively emerging technology, as you're well aware. So a bit about me. My name is Rev Dane Max. I'm the managing director. I'm a non-denominational New Thought minister. Now that's pretty irrelevant for this role because I'm the managing director. But just in case anyone researches me, and I've had some questions back, are you Rev Dane Max? And yes, I am. So that's the only reason why I'm explaining this now is so that when you do research me and you see the businesses or the press releases or the media that I've done, if you're not familiar with me already, that is, we're the same person. Brilliant. I'm a businessman for over 20 years. I've been in multiple businesses. I've had many successes, but I've also had great failures as well. And it's my failures that have really defined me as a person. I always see failures as opportunity. I don't even like the word failure, because I just think it's the word opportunity, but there's no other word really that sums it up as much. A failure to me is where we've set a vision of some form, or we've worked in the direction of something and haven't really achieved the success that it's supposed to achieve, or we've come across some certain obstacles. But they've always been learning experience for me, and I have a lot of them. Hence why a lot of people, hence why I'm in the businesses which I am, and I've got the partnerships which I am. In 2019, I studied my law degree, so I went to university quite late. I'd already been established in business before I'd done my law degree. So I had a lot of experience to reflect on whilst I was actually studying, and I found that a really inspirational time for me personally. And I've learned a lot. It's changed the way I thought about quite a lot of things. I also helped co-found the National Community Law Project, CIC, which is a not-for-profit which assists low-income and marginalised vulnerable people with legal support. And that was one of the most inspiring times for me for so many different ways. We had over 700 law students and graduates that came through the organisation to get experience with working with the most vulnerable in society. And we were able to help hundreds and hundreds of people. And it was a very inspirational time for me. But another inspirational thing which I learned from that was how smart people actually are these days. It was quite inspiring for me. Changed the way I thought about a lot of things and really put me into the future. So I've been planning to do something like this for the past couple of years, as you'll see, if you do any research with me. Not that it's relevant, you don't have to research me if you don't want to. You know, this organization really isn't about me. Speaking to you guys and speaking to the very smart people I've been speaking to who's looking to come into this organization. And you know, we've had thousands of applications as well. Is have really inspired me and changed the way I thought about things, and I've decided to go in a different direction. But anyway, just a little bit brief more about me. My diverse skill set ranges over business such as consultancy and support, which I do a lot of now. Directing hospitality companies, directing private security companies, directing security business. And I'm currently a director of 11 businesses at the moment. So that's enough about me. But welcome to the AI Training Centre Limited. Firstly, I'd like to thank our partners and advisors who have assisted me in shaping this vision. Predictive AI. Now, Predictive AI is actually run by my brother, Osman Max, and he's been an IT consultant for the past 30 years, and he have been all over the world, you know, with massive corporate companies, basically designing IT programs for people and setting up IT systems and working on a consultancy level there. So I'd like to thank him because especially with predictive AI now, I've got a lot of feedback and a lot of good clarity from that. So thank you, Ozzy. I'd also like to thank PBPG group of companies as well, and the British Pub Group. So I'd also like to thank Alex Atherton as well. He's one of the most determined people I've ever come across. He's the managing director of the British Pub Group, and somebody I do business with. But as well, he's been invaluable, very highly motivated young man. And we've also got Richard Allison as well, who's also been a supporter and a contributor financially, as well as supporting Richard as well as part of the TBPG group, one of the directors. Amazing guy, you know, a lot of life experience and very down to earth, and a lot of people respect him. Very nice man. He's a very good man. Secondly, and more importantly, I'd like to thank the team. As you know, I've had a lot of communications with some of you back and forth, and you really helped me shape and find what we're going to be doing moving forward now with the AI Training Centre. It's completely different to what I've done before, as in the traditional models, which I'll outline briefly here. And I am going to try and make it brief sort of this conversation, because we've got plenty of time to catch up and go through the rest of the details. Well, as you're aware, AI and new emerging technologies are now clearly shaping the landscape in a way and to the extent where both governments and major leading corporations are investing billions in the race to acquire and lead in the products of these technologies. But we have a major problem facing this race. And luckily for you, you're in right at the beginning. The skill shortages. That is the problem. The skill shortages of people who can effectively understand, implement, and consult on these technologies. Welcome to the birth of the AI Training Centre Limited. Problem which we're facing in the UK at the moment is not the technologies and the emerging things that people and the ideas that are going on. There's plenty of them. I walk through, and just to give you a brief example, I'm in Cardiff, and although this is a national company, I'm based in Cardiff, but we will have offices all over the UK, in different places for the team. But that's something that we can discuss when we're in there because, like I said, it's your business. You know, I'm there to support you and to make sure that we protect the business. But I walked through St David's Arcades the other day, which is one of the main arcades in the city centre of Cardiff. And as I walked through, I thought, what could AI do here? So as I walked past the stores, I just envisioned just having um, an in-store visual mirror, an AI mirror, where you go up to and you've got a certain item of clothing you want to wear. You just look in the mirror, and then we create the technology, and it actually puts the clothes on you, tells you the right size, which would fit you, which would look the best. And you know, and then you can see it without having to go into a changing room. You could kind of see how that would work. Now, can you imagine the type of quickness and effectiveness that would help? Although people can still use changing rooms, of course, because people really want to make sure that it's fit. You know, the AI can give you the outside to see if that's right. We could also go into a past makeup shop. We could also do the same thing with the makeup shop. But then somebody's there, they got a certain item of makeup. Not for me, obviously. I don't think I can make myself look more pretty if I tried. But you could go in there and then you could start. You could have like a digital pen, and you could put the makeup where you wanted to. You could also put the lipstick where you wanted to. That kind of stuff, and that can go through a lot of things. If you wanted to try on a certain type of hat, or wanted to try on a certain type of hijab, or you wanted to have a look at something that really stood out to you. So there was a lot of things, and as I'm walking through there, it got more thing. I looked at the security aspects of what AI can actually do by being able to identify potential things which are going on, which other people wouldn't be able to, making it a lot more easier for the security staff to be able to just be observant in a way. Not that these technologies ain't without levels of complication, because they are, but that's the joys of this emerging market, and we can always add on to them as we go along. These type of technologies, these all contain things like IP, intellectual property. So part of this organization will be intellectual property as well, where we will actually be contributing or and providing technologies which we can also license out to others. And this can run quite easily into the millions, quite easily for people who are financially focused. With me, I'm quite established, so I'm not really on the financial focus side of it. Myself, I'm more about the journey, and I'm looking forward to it. And obviously, I want to make sure that you guys are also being looked after. That's why I have to change the strategy around. And me and the team have discussed, and as well with some of you guys, about new things, new kinds of a new type of way of running a business. So I'm really excited about that. But they're just a few examples. So it gives you an idea of where these technologies can go, and they're just very simple examples. We can get a lot more complex as we go along. Um, we could also do matching services where if you've got certain types of things that you like, which kind of happens now as it is. But if you're going on the shopping store, you can kind of plan your journey, providing the technology and the data is there. Where if you like a certain type of aftershave or something, you can look at it, it'll know its components, and then be able to try and find things that are similar, for you. So it just saves time, so you can just get on with other things. Complete entertainment, a completely embracive system. So I don't need to explain to you about AI, because I think a lot of you do know it. If you don't know it, being part of this organization, you certainly will in a very short space of time, and you'll have your ideas. But them ideas, that kind of creativity we want to be investing in. But in short, the AI Training Center will provide training, development, and advisory and consultation services to individuals, but not just to individuals. And business, we'll also be providing it to businesses from all levels. Now, there's a big reason why I say that. Now, when I say from all levels, I mean small, medium enterprises, they're your small businesses, and your medium enterprises, the large corporations. And we'll be discussing this on the technologies. However, what industries you decide to enter and how we move forward, that is completely up to you as a team to discuss and agree on, as you'll see as we move on. And it's not going to be my job here to micromanage that. If you want my advice on anything, I'm always there to do it. But this is all about you. This company has got to be about you and your team. So let me explain what I'm not going to do here. And I am a bit time sensitive at the moment, but I'm going to explain to you what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to seek out venture capitalists. I'm not going to seek out venture capitalists. We're not going to go for angel investors. We're not doing it that way, not with this business, because it's unnecessary, and it goes completely against the model of what we're setting up now. Um, However, if you decide to, so we got a 3 month period here, of where we're going to be setting everything up and moving forward with that. If you decide to after that, um, that's completely up to you as a team. And how it work with is a majority vote care. You should all be able to agree, but if it comes to the place of where there is a conflict and where we can't really get over it, then you can do a vote. But I do expect you to all agree on the fundamentals. We don't want to be having to vote on everything. You need to trust your team partners, because they're going to be invested just as well as you are, and everybody's looking after each other in this organization. That is the whole point. So we've got to build them relationships with the team. I'm also not going to seek government grants or funding. The government now are pouring billions of pounds into it in order to obtain a capital share of these technologies to try and push things forward, especially when it comes to training. It's going to be a key thing. I'm not going to be doing that. But again, if you decide to do that after our 3 months setup, where we basically hand everything over to you, which I'll explain more when we get together, um, you can. I'm also not going to employ you. I'm going to give you the option to employ yourself. That's how this is going to work. I'm not going to sit there and try to analyze who you are or anything else because that again goes completely against what this new model of this company is going to be. So this is what we're talking about now is a traditional investment model, and then we're going to speak about the new model. Traditional investment is what was previously. Obviously, the new model is what we're going on to now. Traditional models. What is a traditional model? So the typical types of traditional model is self-investment, and that's getting investment from yourself or something like both family or friends, which can typically turn out to be investors, but it kind of works more into self-investment. Somebody who believes in the vision, they're kind of self-funding it. And traditional ways of self-investment is usually savings. And if you haven't got savings, then some people will take loans out on their property, on their assets, or liabilities like cars, take loans out on cars and things in order to fund the business. That's a traditional model of self-investment. That's a traditional model. Venture capitalists, angel investors, private equity investors. So that would be where we go to an investor who's external from the company, not actually a part of the company, and then we get finance from them. So we'll say, oh, we want 3.5 million in order to set up this training center. They turn around and their primal focus is a return on investment. So what they're looking for is money as a stakeholder of them. But they're not part of the business. And this is one of the key problems with in venture capitalists and angel investors and private equity investors is they're not actually a part of the business. So the only thing they're going to see is the balance sheet. And then it takes a lot of time to explain to people what is actually going on and then trying to convince them if they need to put in more investment or if there needs to be more time or which is usually time. You can have a product which is really going to outperform. You can have a product which is really performing well. So say for instance the mirror that we've set up and we've got all that in stores, we've got the IP on it, and the company's making money from that. But then you might have another piece of technology, say for instance the makeup putting on, which is just taking a little bit more time. But typically, you'll have a venture capitalist, and if they don't understand the concept, they're going to be looking at just keep pushing the mirrors. You see what I mean? So you can, and it could be quite difficult to deal with them situations. It can really hold you back. And the agreements mean that they're expecting a return on their investment, so you've got legal obligations there as well. Banks, we've all got banks. I don't need to explain that. We know the difficulties that can arise from that. And then we've got other types of external investment. So when we're looking for external investments such as equity crowdfunding, which is the same type of thing as venture capitalists, again, we've got the same issue, is they're looking for profit. The difference is with equity crowdfunders, you get more people actually invested in your product, but that also comes along with challenges. I mean, more people you've got to constantly update and keep up to date with, and they're also not actively involved in the business. The business will run independently from them. And then you've got other barriers like some equity crowdfunding platforms. When I've spoken to other businesses who use them, I've never really used them. We never needed to because we were in business long before that. Equity crowdfunding platforms where you'll tend to find there's certain restrictions. Like I've heard that you've got to have a business which is established for like over 2 years in the UK before you can even approach equity crowdfunding platforms, which kind of defeats the purpose because if you're looking for equity for a business and you're new to that, then that doesn't make sense to me. Not that I know much about it, but I understand I understand the methodologies. Another type of external is donation crowdfunding, but then you've really got to get your point across to the people that if they're going to be that if they're going to be investing into you or they're going to be donating to you, you know what it's for. There's got to be a bigger purpose there. And also, what I know is crowdfunding itself can be quite hard to get when it comes to business. So with the National Community Law Project, we've done a crowdfunder for that, and we did raise quite a lot of money to it, which I appreciate all the backers for. But we were actually serving a need. So a lot of people have faced legal issues at that time. So it had to be that, and it was something that the team wanted to do. So that was quite interesting. But the majority of money which we made through the non-for-profit was through fundraisers, through the university, and through private people who had success with us and that kind of stuff. So it was different. And then we got the other traditional models which come into this. So the traditional model usually is a hierarchical structure. So you'd have somebody like me, the managing director, who sits on the top of the organization to oversee everything. My job is to protect the organization and everybody in it within it as a whole, and to make sure that other people are doing their jobs and functioning well for the company. But it's a top level down, if that's the right way to put it, because it could well side level up, however it is, but it's a top level down. And basically we've got a set job of where we basically filter down. But the other problem then which happens is then we reap all the benefits, we reap all the benefits of the actual organization. And then the people who are really working hard, the team who actually develop it and everything else, although you might get bonuses and you get commission, and you get a good salary, but other than that, the people who are sitting on top of the profit you're making is the people who sit at the top, the shareholders, the management, and the overall management directors and associate directors. That's a traditional model. After speaking to you guys and being really inspired, and I really wanted to go into a different direction anyway, because I really think the traditional model is dead. I don't think it's a good model to move forward, and I think the new model which we're going to be doing now is going to be quite different. And I think it's going to be far more successful profit wise. But I also think the business as a whole, which is the most important part, will serve people better. I think the people inside the businesses in the new model are going to be more in tune, more focused, more driven, more successful, to be looking after their clients, to be developing the new training courses, to be inventing the new technologies, to be supporting businesses, and to have that passion inside it, and to be doing their job really well. Because everyone is in the same boat, and everybody is dependent on everybody else as well as yourself to make things happen. So what we're going to be doing here, the offer is going to be a team partnership subscription. So the subscription is 470 a year, to start off with. That will change. That is only temporary because you are the core team. And I know it's a very low level of investment, but if you think about that collectively, you can see that it's going to be very successful, and it will attract the right people. It'll attract the winners. It'll attract the people who know what they can do. It'll attract the people who are interested in making a lot of money, and also it's going to attract the people who are going to be very focused on their futures, their careers, the longevity of it. It's going to primarily attract people who are very into the AI and their roles, whether it be administration, whether it be legal, whether it be training, whether it be AI consultants, whether it's going to be the accountancy department. It's going to be people who really want to build their own careers within a team of people who are doing exactly the same thing. So that's what we're going to be offering. And I'm not here to convince you, by the way. That's not what I do. If you're interested, you're interested. If you're not, you're not. What I will say to you is this is going to be a temporary offer. There will be other recruitment offers, but the once we get past this core team and we develop this core team within it, which will be over the next week or two, that the prices will be substantially higher if we are going to be bringing people on under this model. So we've kept it really cheap. So it's £470 for the subscription. And for that, then what you receive is you're going to receive 50% of the company's overall profits split between you. So you receive a shared profit model of 50% of the company profits. The company itself will retain 30%, so substantially less than it normally would, but we are going to have operational costs, and there's going to be things we're going to need to do with the company. And then we're also going to be looking at 20%. I'm proposing now, and you can change all this after the first few months after we start off. We're going to be changing and then we're going to also be offering a budget. So the budget is going to be 20%. So 50% is the profit allocation share. that will come over after the first quarter. After that, if you decide to change it to monthly, which I'm sure most of you will, you can do. We just need the first 3 months in order to get it going. Second to that, then we'll have the budget, which is 20%. And that's just how I'm outlining it to start it off. And then the company will always retain 30%. And that's excluding tax and VAT, but you'll understand that because we'll also have a accountancy team which will be in place as well. This is also the profit sharing role is also going to see a reversal of roles. So the reversal of roles will be because it's your company, because your subscription and your profit depends on each person doing their job properly. It will mean that the actual core team, and so it'll be will reverse. So it'll be, and I hate using this terminology, but it's the best way I can describe it, bottom level up. So then you'll be actually running the organization. So the team leaders if they want to retain their position and they want to be happy with you, they've got to serve you, but they've got to serve you well. You know, the associate directors, if they want to be a part of you, they've also got to make sure that they're serving you and the team leaders well. Same with the directors, then they've got to make sure that they're serving you, that they're serving you well, because each department will have directors as well, and they're serving you well because you're actually running the organization, and part of that means the right to vote. So it's the best way, after spending a lot of time on this, that this is going to work, because everybody is dependent on everybody else as well as yourselves. So it's not just about what your team are doing. We've also got to make sure that we're putting in the effort to make it work, and we're going to establish everything. But when you look at the website, for people who already know me and have seen the website, you'll see that I've taken the website. It was quite crowded. We had a lot of information on it. I've taken it right because from the outset, you're going to be developing the website. You're going to be developing your own courses. I've only put 3 courses on there at the moment. Just as primarily examples. I'm not advertising them because we're putting all the team together now. But it's just giving you some examples. I've got a beginners, intermediate, and advanced course in AI technologies. Obviously, we're going to be doing a lot more courses, but that's for you to decide. Also, the back office system as well, and some of the other information that I put on it, I've taken it off because the website's got to be about you and what you and the team agree. It's a completely different way for me as well, a completely different way of working. I'm going to be basically doing my job in order to provide all the information that I need to. I'm going to be seeing what everybody's doing. I'm quite inspired already. We haven't even started just from the conversations I've had with a lot of you. It's been quite amazing to see how bright, and I've got a lot of optimism about this, especially we've got 68 million people in the UK alone, and we're just tagged in the UK for now. Obviously, we will be dealing with global things as well. If you decide to go global, again, that's up to you. We've got 68 million people in the UK, and the vast majority of them are going to need an education in AI. They're going to need to understand it. They're going to need to know it. And that's just the education part. That before we go on to the business consultancy, with our AI business consultants, and when we go into the other industries as well, that this is just the beginning of what we're doing. And when we start, creating our own products and solutions, all driven by you, you're going to run the organization. And I put some certain metrics in place in order so what we know, but I'm not going to go into them now because I think you get the idea. So on this page now you've got the option versus. So we've done an annual subscription of, I think it's £470 per person. I know that might be a lot for some of. I know I've spoken to a lot of people who are kind of comfortable with that kind of model. But we've also got a monthly subscription as well. I think it's at £49 to basically purchase your career. And then what will happen is once you sign up, it's all direct debit, so it'll come out in about a week or two. To my knowledge, we do it through go cardless, which is secure. The direct debit, which then is set up, then you'll be taken through to a link, which will take you to our back office, and then click on the link, sign up to that link, and then you'll be taken into the chat with the team. I want you to introduce yourself. I want you to tell the team or tell the team about you. It's really vitally important we all get to know each other. And you can message me as well. So I'm looking forward to your feedback. Keep me updated. with everything. I'll be in the chats as well, and so will some of the rest of the team. But we're all ground level. So even if you're looking to go in as a team leader, you can get a feel for it. You can get a feel for the organization. If you're looking to become an associate director or a director, I'd rather all your staff in the ground level, all staff in the ground level, including myself, and we just get to know. And then you can start doing things. You can start saying to people, if you do want to become a team leader, what would you like from me as a team leader? What can I do for you as a team leader in your department? As we go along, and we can get communication going. You'll all be in the same chat. I will set up certain group for the accountancy team. I'll set up individual group for the consultancy team, for the training team, also for the legal team, and for the consultants team as well. So we'll have all individual groups. Oh, sorry, for the marketing team, for the online marketing team as well. So I'm so sorry. I thought I turned this phone off. Okay, right. Well, I am with that. I am going to have to go. So I've just got a couple of hours of meetings. By the time this is all set up and uploaded, we'll go. And this is quite a lengthy presentation, but I'm not going to go through it all today, because it's not necessary. You get the idea of what we're doing. So if you want to join, join. If you don't, best luck to you in the future, and I really wish you well. But for the people who really do want to join and understand what we're doing here, this is something. Um, I'm really excited for, and I'm really, really, and I can't thank you enough for the feedback that I've got from you all. I really mean, like, literally every person I've talked to, are so, like, smart or and got a lot of wisdom. You know where you're going and what you want, and this is a model that is going to literally change the way people do business, and it should do. The traditional model no longer works. Everybody should have a lot of money. Everybody should have clear success. Everybody should have clear security, you know, but everybody should be contributing as well. And it's not going to say that it's going to be easy, because we are going to come across obstacles. We're going to come across challenges. We're going to beat them. We're going to overcome them. We're going to make things happen. But I'm really excited for this, guys. So if you're happy, subscribe, and then come back to us, and then make sure that you join that chat after you go in. So it'll take you directly to that link, in order for you to sign up to our back office. And yeah, away we go. Any messages though, feel free to reach out to me. You all have my number. Please reach out to me through WhatsApp. And if I don't respond immediately, I will get back to you. All right. So thank you, guys. Nice to see you. Bye. 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 I gotta